In this video, you'll see a documentation and the results of me trying to do 135 portraits, so random portraits on the street with a 135mm lens. So rules that I imposed upon myself would be: first, ask for consent, and the second rule, which is actually the first rule, if I take a portrait of someone without taking consent, I have to go up to the person and talk to them. So the main exercise is just talking to people, basically. Having interaction with your subjects, as opposed as you usually do in street photography, you mostly take candid shots. Keyword is 135 portraits. I'm doing 135 portraits with, listen, a 135mm lens. Why? Because it's a new lens I bought. It's a USSR made, a vintage adapted lens. It's something new I'm using and I really wanted to test it. Also, I never used that kind of focal length for anything, so it was an interesting experience. So part 3 of the disclaimer would be: why am I doing this? What's my motif? My motif is actually doesn't have necessarily much to do with photography. It's more about just breaking away and working through that anxiety and anxiousness that I feel like sometimes, especially when talking to new people. And this is another level, because you're talking to people on the street, and to think of it, how interesting people are in general. Like, everyone has their own interesting thing they're doing, and people are just interesting. People are amazing, and it's a real pity if you don't see that, if you don't get to meet them. So that's the part of the exercise, basically. Making yourself more social, I guess. That would be it. Taking 135 portraits with my 135mm lens, part 1. So the photos are looking rubbish because I'm not used to using this lens, and I fail the distance all the time. Like, it's a manual one, and it's a bit wonky since it's vintage, so it's a bit difficult. But I guess after 135 portrait, it's gonna get better. So I took a picture of this drunk guy, and he gave me a beer, smokes. It's really nice. So getting a beer from a stranger is like getting a potion from an NPC in a video game. Boost your morale and stamina. So I'm going home now. Because I have to take my Spanish lesson. But no, I definitely got a little bit more courageous in my photo attempts, and also I got rid of the GoPro on my chest, because GoPro. I said that like a proper Slavic person. Yeah, I got rid of a GoPro on my chest, because it kind of screams, I want you for content, which, I mean, I do want you for content, but at least it's less obvious if I don't have a camera on myself. But later in the night I might put it on in part 2 of the thing. I never asked so many people for a picture in one day. So I learned something from it. So the thing I learned is it's quite difficult to get a picture if someone's walking somewhere, because if they're walking somewhere, that means they're in a bit of a rush, and you know, I'm the first one who wouldn't pose for a picture. So the best response I got from people who were just standing around or waiting for someone or something similar of that kind. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on those people first. Also, another thing, like, I seem to be having trouble just focusing with these. Like, focus speaking isn't working that well with this one. I don't know, maybe because it's a vintage camera, maybe it's all fucked up. I don't know. If anyone has an issue with that as well, please comment. Because it's like, you know, the red dots when you have a focus speaking thing, and they don't even appear, and sometimes they do appear, sometimes they don't appear. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, but it takes ages to take a portrait. I mean, to focus on the eyes, and in these situations it's very critical. Like, people don't have time to waste, so it's kind of it's kind of getting awkward, you know. Yep. Okay, welcome to part 2. It's night edition. I'm going to Piccadilly Circus with my bicycle. I'm not gonna do it for that much, maybe 1 hour session, that's it. But yeah, have to do at least a little bit portraits. I just done 15. I've been doing it for hours, so yeah. So 1 hour if you can't come into the center and back, but it is Saturday night. Most of people partying, going out, going crazy, but I am working in the morning. Have to be up before 7. So I'm gonna go home, rest. Tomorrow you're gonna be watching part 3. Everything's gonna be in the same video, by the way, but you're gonna be watching part 3. So welcome to part 3. It's 5 p.m. and I started my lookout for people. Today I dressed a little bit nicer, so I don't know if that's gonna change the results or not, but we're gonna see. But you know, the first impression is always very important, especially if someone's approaching you on the street. So you're gonna see how people react to me. I'm all looking like I never look like. So it took like 45 minutes to make a first approach. First of all, wasn't that many people where I was walking, and then second of all, I was completely shy to approach anyone. And now I started, like 45 minutes in, I've been to Covent Garden, I've been here in Chinatown, and you know, people have different reactions to this type of stuff. Some of them are really excited to take a picture, like the couple I just took a picture of. And some people are like, no, I don't wanna, I'm shy. And some people are just like, fuck off. I mean, nobody's fuck off, but you know, like they don't wanna talk to a person. But I think that doesn't have to do anything with me. It's all about, you know, what kind of day they're having. Well, I can't believe what just happened. I just met the most famous, probably, street photographer in London, and I was like starstruck. Sir, is that you? I was like, yeah, sure, it's me. And then I went away like, okay. And then I remember, what am I doing? I should take a portrait of him, so I did. And he was like, yeah, that's me. Such an idiot, you know. So it's been like 2 hours, and I probably have another about 100 portraits to go here on Strand, close to Waterloo Bridge. I'm not sure which direction to take, but whatever happens, happens, no? So, if I were to compare this challenge to some training or some bodyweight exercise, it would be like doing 2,000 pull-ups. So everyone can do, I mean, a lot of people can do 2,000 pull-ups. But are you gonna do 2,000 pull-ups in one day, 1 hour, 1 week? It all depends. So it's the same thing. It's a lot of portraits, but it's all about how much you give yourself to it, I guess, and how much stamina you have. Almost close to home. Oh, this is cool. All right, I'm almost close to home, and I don't think I'm gonna be taking any more pictures. I took 19, so by this pace I should be done in 5 days. Like yesterday was like about 24, 25, now it's 19. So yeah, thank you for watching, and just stay tuned for part 4. It's a beautiful sunset. It's just incredible. Doing part 4 now. It's one of the best days in a year, maybe. Days like this appear like maybe 10 times a year, where it's so perfectly hot and sunny, and everyone's out and about, and everyone's in a good mood. So I shouldn't be having trouble with the portraits today. As I said, this is all practice. So like the last one was, I mean, some of them were out of focus and stuff, but I don't mind. I'm gonna post them all. I don't give a shit. Who's judging me? I mean you, but please don't judge me. So I'm heading home. This is end of part 4. It takes a bit to get into that flow state where you don't have to think about, I mean, when you're not anxious about asking people, and then you just focus on taking a good photo. But a lot of them today were just like me being nervous and taking a picture, and then picture looking like shit. But you know, it's all part of the process. And yeah, I never said this challenge was gonna be easy. On my way home I'll try to take some portraits, and that's it. See you in part 5 of the video. So I don't have much battery, so I'm just gonna say it's part 5. Welcome to part 5, and see the pictures from part 5. So welcome to part 6. By now I collected a lot of them, maybe like 80-ish portraits, and now I'm here in Hyde Park because I haven't been here. Never took portraits here, at least in this session. I'm gonna see how it goes. To be honest, I'm a bit fed up of doing this every day. But it's been a really really cool experience, I have to say. So I started at Hyde Park and I finished here in Bond Street. I collected about 11 portraits today, but I'm gonna make sure that tomorrow is my last day and that's it. I'm gonna collect all 135. Tomorrow is final. Okay, just stay tuned. Okay, part 6 or 7, I'm not sure, but I'm sure it's a final session because I'm really sick of doing this anymore, and I don't think I have that many pics left. So we're gonna see how it goes, and so far it's going really great. I had a lot of resistance just going out again doing the same thing today, but as soon as I went out, I just started doing this reflectively, so it's really easy now. I'm just asking people, and as opposed to yesterday. Yesterday was a little bit difficult because I went to the park and it was a long stretch of land, I guess, and not many people. Here it was much more concentrated, and it was easy to spot interesting people. Yeah. Alright, so let's see. It's 9 o'clock, about a week later after I completed the whole challenge, finally editing the photos. I collected a little bit more than 135, but I'm not 100% happy with all the shots, so they're not all gonna make the cut. But some of them are just really cool, and I'm just now figuring out how I'm gonna make this video. So wish me luck. I'm not gonna pretend that I just didn't do the disclaimer before this, because I did. This is the last part of the production, so I'm doing the disclaimer and I'm doing the what I learned part. So this is what I learned part. What did I learn from this? So I wrote it down so I don't forget. It's the first thing I learned is quite funny. I learned how people say yes, and you can definitely put them in 3 categories, and I'm making this up probably. So first category is people who really want their picture taken. So people who react like this. Can I take a picture of you? Yes. Do it again. Do it again. You know, and so on and so on. And the second person who you meet is the weirdest one, I think. The weirdest one is, can I take a picture of you? Yeah, sure, if you must. Sure, okay. They kind of don't want to take a picture, but they let you, you know? It's funny, and I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I didn't even write this down. So the third type of person you meet is people who are really shy but want to take a picture. There's people who are shy and don't want to take a picture, but there's people who are shy and they let you take a picture. You understand what I mean? They do, like, you ask them, can I take a portrait of you? And they're like, sure. So another thing that I learned from this is, for me, people are perfect how they are, really. Like they really are perfect. I'm not just saying this to make me seem like a really cool guy that think everyone's amazing. I just think people just look perfect how they are. I wasn't posing them. So I was just trying to take them from their natural environment, their natural feeling in their head at that moment, and I took a picture of them, and that's what I actually wanted. And most of them, not most of them, like maybe 30-40% of people just didn't like the photo I took. And it's mostly because of their own critical thinking. Sometimes the picture will be shit, but that's another story. So I really think people are beautiful, and also I think people are really interesting, because a lot of the times I talk to the people that took picture of, and it turned out most of them are really, really cool. Also, something I learned. Okay, I learned how amazing this lens is. It's a 135mm lens that's like probably 40 years old or something. I don't even know how old this lens is, but it's perfect. First of all, I bought it real cheap, and it was in amazing condition. I had a little bit trouble buying all the parts that like you need to adapt it like a certain way, but you get such nice creamy bokeh and these like really interesting colors. Like it's so, yeah, that's what I learned, and I'm gonna do this challenge again. It's amazing. I love this challenge. I'm gonna do something similar soon. This opened up so many possibilities, especially living in such a huge city like this. I think I'm fortunate, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it wasn't too boring, and I hope I inspired you to do something similar. So yeah, that will be it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.